Welcome to Make Sylacauga Healthy Again. I'm your host, Dr. Jonathon Douglas of Broadway Spinal Care. Today we're going to talk about aging. I did a little show a couple of weeks ago on the pivot point in life, and research shows that at 50 years old, there is an accelerated aging that happens. I don't like that. My guest doesn't like that. So it's one of those points in life where you've got to start making decisions that you're either going to settle for what you have and let it decline, or you're going to start looking into things and seeing if we can figure out a better solution, a better road ahead. And my guest and I agree that we have a little bit of life left in these shoes. We got some roads left to travel. So we're going to talk about that next. Stay tuned. I'm back with my buddy Joe Bridges.
Good to be here, Jonathan.
Good to have you, buddy. We're the same age. We both hit a pivot point in life, and there are a lot of people in the community who have hit this pivot point. I know I have a lot of friends around the similar age. What do we do about it?
Well, how much do you want to live and feel healthy?
Yeah.
And how much do you want to have comfort and have pain all the time? So that's the way I look at it.
Yeah. I'm always surprised when people want to live in a body that, they don't necessarily want to live in a body that doesn't work, but they choose to live in a body that doesn't work.
Right.
You know, there are things that happen to you in life that you can't do anything about. There are injuries that
Right.
you work through, right?
Yes.
And so you can't fix those necessarily, but boy, you can make all kinds of decisions that can make it easier to live with.
Right.
You choose discipline or
True.
you choose regret.
True.
Those are your two choices. So how have you started choosing discipline more than regret recently? We've talked about this.
Well, I'm 50 years old. Most of my life, the last 20 years, has been lazy when it comes to healthiness. Hit in Iraq, went through about 14 surgeries, laid around through pain and everything. Even though I knew what it took physically to do, I'm just going to be honest, as a grown man, you know, just got used to the laziness of living in the pain I was. And back in June, I woke up one night, thought I was having a heart attack. Bed was wet with sweat, and I began to think about my father that died at 68, great man, great father. But I began to think at 50, if he'd have changed his diet, even though he had some bad back problems, if he'd have changed his diet and did more exercise, what would have happened? So in June, I made a decision that I want to be around for my wife, my children, and my grandchildren longer than I, could be. So.
And the reason I bring someone like Joe on here is because I hear from patients all the time. They watch the show and they like the show, but they don't necessarily identify with me. Their life is different than mine. I mean, Tara and I have lived in the healthy lifestyle because it's our career.
Right.
And so this has been my whole life talking to people about these kind of things. But when I bring Joe on here, you have a different situation. You've had transitions, you've had injuries that have set you back. And so what I'm hoping is that someone is watching today that's been 20 years of not feeling good, and they're thinking this is hopeless and I can't do anything.
Yeah.
I got somebody here that's figured out you can.
Yeah, it is simple, and I know people are going to say, but I have this, I have that. I have metal in my face, metal from my hip to my right knee. Have back pain. You work on it during the month. Have aches and pains, but you can do something. You can move. The biggest thing you can do is nutrition. 20% is working out and fitness. 80% is nutrition. You want to lose that visceral fat. It's nutrition. You can do all the crunches you want to do. If you don't change your nutrition, and if you want me to, I can share what I do.
Sure, talk to us about it. What are you doing?
I stay. I would be what they classify, or back in June, as skinny fats. You know, you're not overweight, you're not underweight. You got a little pudge here, you got a little bit of muscle, but you look. To me, I looked in the mirror after that morning, and I said, you got to make a change. And so I got in a calorie deficit. A pound, of protein, per body weight, and I'm eating the right things. I ate clean, whole foods. If God didn't grow it or make it to walk on 4 legs or 2 legs like a yard bird, I don't eat it. Good high protein. You don't have to go crazy with the low carbs, but keep the carbs under minimum. Exercise, move, lift a heavy weight. Do that, and I'm just going to say this. If you can stay on the phone for 4 to 5 hours a day, you can move and do something. It's how much do you want to live and feel good? To me, comfort, you can ask my wife, I say it all the time, comfort is a slow death. How much do you want to live? How much do you want to feel good? Move and do something.
It's always funny to me, the people who are successful at what you're doing right now all have the same answer. Always, universally. It might be a little different one way or the other, right? But people always want the other answer, right? That's the way that, and they always say, well, what can I do to feel better? Your answer is the answer. It is. It's the answer for everybody, right? And then they always say, what's the other option? Like, how can I not? There is no other option. That's the problem, is there is no other option. I wish there was.
Right.
And then we did a whole show on this GLP-1 shots, those shots that people are taking, and they cause kidney failure and vision loss. And, you can roll the dice on that. You might be the person that doesn't get vision loss, or you might be the person that doesn't have your kidneys fail on you, right? Man, is that worth eating the junk? I don't understand. I never have understood that. I just cannot, in my mind, understand it. Because every single answer is the same. It's your answer.
Yeah, this is simple. 100 years ago, you didn't have processed foods like you do now. If it comes in a package, turn that package over and read what's in it. Don't eat processed foods. If you can't altogether at the beginning stop, cut it down. I'm just going to be transparent. I'm a biscuits and gravy, fried chicken every other day, like people like to eat.
Sure.
You can still do that. You can have a cheat meal once a month because your body will go into a starvation mode. Give yourself a cheat meal once a month, once a week.
Sure.
Because you're going to keep moving. And here's another thing. Get up in the mornings if you have time. I know everybody works. Walk fasted before you put anything, because your body, whether you know it or not, you have fasted all night because you haven't ate anything, you haven't drank anything. Get up and walk. It's better than running in the beginning because you burn visceral fat. When you run after a meal, you're burning the contents of that meal. But when you walk fasted, you're burning that visceral fat. And I went from 212 pounds, I'm about 187 now. Since late June. I feel better, I sleep better, I don't feel sluggish, my mind works better, the endorphins kick in better. Oh yeah, it's worth it.
I wish if I had one thing in practice that I could have had that I can't have, it's some way to have a time machine and take patients, because they come in as a new patient and I say, man, I know what to do. I know exactly what to do. If I could transform you in 6 months and show you this, if you did this, this is what you would be.
Right.
Every single person would do it.
Yep.
Every single one. But it's such a floating idea. It's hard to understand. They've never been there. They don't understand that place. And so it's just almost impossible to get them to do that. But I'm so proud of you for doing it. And I certainly hope that some people watching today have learned something from it. Yeah. Appreciate you having you on here, buddy. We'll have you back.
Glad to be here. Thank you, Jonathan.
We'll have you back. Pivot points. You hit 50. Some people hit 40. It's just 50 is the average. You've got something to figure out. And I've got a song by Huey Lewis that I love, and it says, all I want from tomorrow is to get it better than today.
Yes.
That's what I think about every single day. That's really all I want, is get it better than today. We're working on that. I hope you are too. We'll see you next time.